The hard day is coming. Right now you are soft. Do not wait for it to arrive on its own terms. It will, eventually, and on that day it will find you soft, unprepared, negotiating. So you go and meet it first. You choose the discomfort while it is still your choice to make. This is the difference between the man who survives a hard day and the man who is built by it. One endures the cold because he has to. The other walked into the cold 100 mornings before, on purpose, when no one made him. Here is the tab that avoiding the small hardship runs up. Not in some far-off year. In this exact morning. Every comfort you protect this morning is a rep you skipped. The warm bed you refuse to leave. The cold shower you talk yourself out of. The hard block of work you trade for something easier because your mind is still half asleep and looking for the exit. Each one feels like nothing. A single skipped rep never feels like anything. That is exactly the trap. Because the body and the mind do not stay still. They adapt to whatever you ask of them. Ask them for ease and they get good at ease. They get soft in the places you will need to be hard. Then a real test comes, the conversation you cannot avoid, the project that refuses to cooperate, the day that goes wrong from the first hour, and you reach for the strength you never trained, and it is not there. You did not lose it in that moment. You lost it on all the ordinary mornings you chose the soft option and told yourself it did not matter. The weakness was assembled quietly, one comfortable choice at a time, with no witness and no alarm. And it gets called in at the worst possible moment, when there is no time left to build what you should have built months ago. That is the cost. Not a dramatic collapse. A slow softening paid for in advance by every hardship you stepped around when stepping around it was easy. There is a line from Seneca, written to his friend Lucilius, and it is the whole argument for deliberate discomfort. He wrote, "Set aside a certain number of days, during which you shall be content with the scantiest and cheapest fare, with coarse and rough dress, saying to yourself the while, 'Is this the condition that I feared?' Read it again. Set aside days. On purpose. The scantiest fare, the roughest dress, the hardest version of your day, chosen freely while you are strong enough to choose it. And then the question that ends the fear. Is this the thing I was so afraid of? Because once you have lived the hardship by choice, it loses its power to ambush you. You have already met it. You know its weight. Cannot threaten a man who trains in it. This is not a soft idea dressed up. Seneca is telling you to rehearse the disaster before it comes. To taste hunger and cold and loss while they are still small and still yours to control. The Stoics did not avoid pain. They practiced it. Musonius Rufus carried the same standard further. He taught that we train both the soul and the body together by accustoming ourselves to cold and heat, to thirst and hunger, to scarce food and a hard bed, by abstaining from pleasures and enduring pains on purpose. Training, not punishment. The hard bed is the gym. The cold is the weight room. You do not harden the mind by reading about it. You harden it by living deliberately in the conditions you would rather escape. And history hands you the proof. At Thermopylae the Spartans were told the Persian arrows would be so many they would blot out the sun. Dienekes did not flinch. He answered that they would fight in the shade. That answer is not bravado. It is the calm of a man who trained in hardship his entire life, raised on the hard bed and the scarce food, sent to war by his own people with a single instruction. Come back with your shield or on it. He could joke in front of an army that came to kill him because the hardship he feared most had already been practiced, every day, for years. So here is the order for today. You choose one hardship and you walk into it before the day softens you. Take the cold shower and stand in it longer than is comfortable. Do the hardest block of work first before the inbox, before the comfortable motion that mimics progress and shifts nothing. Train your body when it is cold and you are tired and every excuse is valid. Pick the thing you would rather avoid and do that thing on purpose while no one is making you. And do not call it suffering. Call it training. That is the whole reframe. You are not enduring a bad morning. You are building the man who handles the bad morning when it is not a choice anymore. Tonight you will answer for it. Tonight, in the reckoning, you sit with the same 3 questions Pythagoras asked himself in the dark, the same nightly review Benjamin Franklin ran on his own day, the same honest after-action review the soldiers run when the fight is done, What did you do? What worked? What do you fix? Tonight is where the account gets settled. This morning is where you earn the right to face it without flinching. So earn it. Practice the hardship now while it is small. The version that comes for you later will not knock. One hardship, chosen, before the day goes easy on you. Did you train this morning? Or did you just survive it? Win before they wake.